So today what we're going to be discussing is sidebar placement and where to put it and how to know where to put it. So I was shooting here yesterday and I just bought a new sidebar, Shibuya Ultimate, and I got my Shrewd Mini Mag in there. And I have a front shade on it and a back shade. And my back shade has a little white ring on it. So when I get up to full draw and I anchor and I look through my peep, then I know I look through my peep and I center that white ring. So I use that white ring as a reference. So if I can see anything more than the white ring, I know that, well, either one, my anchor is off, which it wasn't. Like, I was shooting like that for the entire day. And two, it's either one of two things. It's either your anchor is off. You're shooting at a funny angle, then your anchor can get off, like if you're shooting 3D, then sometimes. Or your sidebar is in the wrong placement. When you first buy a sidebar, unless you've had one of those sidebars before, you're not really gonna know where to put it. So try to put it like, I don't know, somewhere to the back. Or if you have, this is a 6-inch bar, if you have a 9-inch, kind of put it somewhere in the middle. You'll know if it's too far out if you can see like lots of the surrounding, like if you draw up and you look through your peep, if you can see the area around your scope, then you know it's in the wrong place. That being said, however, you can also change it without changing where your sidebar is with your little peep. So the aperture, or the insert, as I call them, inside your peep, they can come in different sizes. So I have a Hamsky peep. So it comes with 5 or 6 different insert sizes, and I'm running the smallest one, which I think is a 1/32, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But pretty much I get the smallest field of vision. But what it does is, if your peep sight, or your insert in your peep sight is small, it's going to clear up the lens. So it's going to make the target really clear. So that'll also depend, it'll also vary where you should put your sidebar. So as I said, I was shooting here yesterday, and I got up to full draw, and I was like, I can see a little bit around my scope. And then I shot it, and then I drew up the next time with a pretty comfortable anchor, and then I was like, yeah, I can still see some of the stuff around it. So I was shooting like that for the entire day. So I said, alright, I'll change it today and I'll make a video on it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get back to full draw. I'm going to check. It'll be a little hard for me to show you like what I'm seeing, but I'm sure there is an infographic somewhere on the internet. World Archery actually do a YouTube video on it. I can't remember when, but Steve Anderson is in the video, and it's made by World Archery, and he pretty much explains how you align your peep sight with your scope. So that should give you like an idea. So yeah, I'm going to draw my bow back, and I'm going to see how much of my scope and how much around my scope I can see, and then from there I'll move it, inwards, because I'm running the smallest, peep sight that I can. So okay, so pretty much what I'm going to do is I set up a target down there. Pretty much I'm not going to shoot any arrows yet. I'm going to load an arrow just in case, but it shouldn't misfire anyway. I'm going to draw up, and I'm going to come to anchor, and I'm going to aim on the target, and I'm going to see, can I see anything around my white O-ring? The setting I'm on now, I definitely should, because I've seen it yesterday. So we're gonna have to move in one, but I just want to verify it first, just to be safe. So I'm not gonna shoot any arrows yet. When we move this sight bar, it's gonna change our sight mark drastically. So if I moved it from like here to like here, you know, the sight marks wouldn't be the same at all. So that's why we're not gonna shoot them, because even if I did, then I would miss. So this is where it was. So I should be able to see around the white O-ring. Yep. So we're gonna move it. Inwards. So pretty much, I'm gonna move it from there in one. So we are now on the second setting. There's little numbers there. I don't know if you can see them on the sight bar. So it goes from 7. It goes from 0 to 7, but every like odd number is 1 for some reason. So we're on 2 right now. The next one will be 3. I expect to either get up to 4 or 5 maybe, but I don't know. The rain is starting to come down. So I could still see a little bit around my scope there. So I'm just going to move it in another one, and we're going to see. Really see any difference in that, so we're just going to go back in another one. So we're on the 4th setting now. I would probably, like if I was guessing, I don't know, I would expect to be either 4 or 5, but I don't know, it might be more. Probably gonna start seeing some improvement here now. So we're on the 5th setting. Got 2 more settings to play with. So that's looking a lot better. So pretty much what we did was we just kept drawing up our bow, coming into anchor, and then actually looking to see, can you see anything around your peep sight. Again, you can change it with your insert of your peep, but I'm not the smallest insert that I can have already, so you know, that wasn't an option for me. Because if I had made my peep sight bigger, then I would have seen more around the target. So that would have been backtracking instead of, you know. So, like, what it's used for is to, it's like a reference for your anchor to see if it's, like, bulletproof or not. So when you come back to full draw, and you can see more on the like top of your scope, and you can see on the bottom, then just come out and come back in to anchor, and then readjust so you can only see that white O-ring. Like that's just for Shrewd. Is a white ring. I know they sell different colored rings if you want them to. 10 Zone by My Bow is an orange, I believe. You know, so the white ring, it's, or orange ring, red ring, whatever kind of ring you want, it's just like a second reference for you to know, okay, you know, my anchor isn't really good here, so just come away and then try to dig back in. So it's just another way of making sure everything is good, your form is good. Good things to check before and after doing this is your peep sight height. If your peep sight is too low or too high, it would completely throw it off. So how you check your peep sight is you draw back with your eyes closed, and you come into anchor, and anchor, you know, nicely where you're comfy, and then open your eyes. And if your peep sight is completely level, like you can see through your peep sight no problem into your sight, then your peep sight is good. If you open your eyes and your peep sight is higher, well then your peep sight is high. Or if your peep sight is lower when you open your eyes, then your peep sight is low, and you just need to push it up. It will change the rotation of your peep sight. So what you can do is the two little tag ends on your peep sight. So these, they can change the rotation of your peep by pushing them up or down the string. So if you look at my top ones, they're not actually really doing anything, but if I ever decide that my peep is a little high for me or my peep is a little low for me, I have them there, you know, just to make sure, because if I do decide that my peep is too high or too low, then I'm going to need to change it, and then it'll change the rotation. And I won't be able to change the rotation if they're not there. So that's why I always just have them on, have them tied. So yeah, check out my bow build video. It's a bit of a longer video, but I put a lot of effort into it. And I had fun setting BSC Super Focus up. So be sure to check it out. I pretty much go over everything that I do to set up a bow, taking it out of the box, doing peep sight height, knocking point, D-loop, putting everything on it, and where I put everything. So yeah, check that out, and I have some other videos as well that you can check out as well.